Y'all, we're making tortillas. Come on. Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the almost weekly web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're tackling low carb tortillas. Stay tuned. All right, guys, low carb tortillas. Can it be done? Today we're going to find out by testing two very popular recipes. The first of those is Keto Tortillas, and that's by the website thebigmansworld.com. And the second recipe is the one you guys have blown me up about. My buddy Steve over at SeriousKeto.com. This is his 90-second microwavable keto tortilla. So we're going to test those out. Now I've got two very amazing pieces of information to tell you about, an update to the channel, so be sure to stay tuned. I'll tell you about those a little bit later, but first I need to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company with meal plans to fit a variety of lifestyles. For me, I choose their keto meal plan, but they also have delicious dishes for a variety of lifestyles, including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and again, keto for us folks. It's nice to have a fridge full of delicious meals that are ready to go. Now, the recipes are usually quick and easy, and there's a step-by-step instruction guide. You get a card with chef tips and photos to sort of guide you along the way. And what's nice is you really learn how to combine flavors and textures that you probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise, that you can then take and use in other dishes that aren't from Green Chef. Now, this is one of our favorite meals this week. This is the provolone stuffed beef patties. These are ground beef patties that have the delicious provolone cheese kind of packed into the middle so that when you cut into them, it just oozes out. It comes with a slaw of cabbage and carrots. It has a delicious tangy vinegar dressing that's got cilantro in it. And then it also comes with a saute of bell peppers and cremini mushrooms and yellow onion. What's nice is that these are all packaged and portioned out and ready to go. And often the sauces and seasonings are prepared for you already so that you can skip a step there and just get a meal on the table pretty quickly. Here, Green Chef, thank you for sponsoring this video. It's sponsorships like yours that keep channels like mine on the air, and for that I am truly appreciative. So guys, please be sure to use the link down below. You'll get $100 off across your first 4 boxes and free shipping on your first box. I say it often, sponsorships aren't why I do this, they are how I do this. So thank you so much, guys. Be sure to check it out down below. All right, let's go make some tortillas. All right, guys, let's get started on our first recipe. This is Keto Tortillas by the Big Man's World, and he brags that these are only 3 ingredients. There's no dairy and there are no eggs. So let's get started on this. The first is to just combine all of our dry ingredients together. This is blanched almond flour, and I'm gonna go ahead and sift that out because, you know, sift, y'all. You don't want big globs of dough in your recipe. So let's just get this through here, the sieve. All right, now our second dry ingredient, this is psyllium husk, whole psyllium husk. It's not psyllium husk powder. That is a different animal that is ground up. So this is the whole psyllium husks. And lastly, just a little bit of salt. Give it some flavor, I would imagine. So we're just gonna whisk this, make sure all this is combined well. And if you see the photo of anytime I've ever cooked with psyllium husk, whatever I'm making comes out kind of purple, weirdly colored. And I know that there are different kinds of brands. I went out and chose a different brand this time that people claim doesn't have this problem. But what am I getting at is the photos on his website. That use the link down here below if you want to know exactly how much ingredients to use. The photos of those tortillas are beautiful, white. They look like flour or corn tortillas, and gosh, I hope mine are going to be. To this, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. And if you want to know exactly how much of all this, again, be sure to use the links down below. These aren't my recipes. I'm just here to test them. I say it all the time, but it bears repeating because we got a lot of new faces that visit the links down below. The people that created these recipes, they deserve the traffic. Now, to this, we're going to add some hot water, not boiling water, lukewarm to hot water, he said. And I'm going to switch from a whisk to a spatula. And let's just give this a good mix. Okay, so this just needs to rest for a minute, just to let the psyllium husk and all of the liquids combine. So I'm going to let this sit for about 60 seconds. Then we're going to come back and we're going to knead this for a little bit. I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so this has rested for a couple of minutes now. And so here is where we're just going to knead it. I've got a Band-Aid on that hand and I don't want to stick it in the dough. So we're just going to knead this. Okay, so we're going to put down a parchment round. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit. I tried to roll it out on the board and it didn't work out. So I'm going to do it on parchment so I know I can get it up at least. And then get it off. Let's try one of these. Take this ball, flatten it out a little bit, put another piece of parchment on top, and then, as you imagine, we're just going to roll this out. Try to get it as much of a circle as you can. He cuts his around a plate or a knife, but I don't mind the natural shape of the rollout. So this would be one of the smaller ones. I think I would probably do a large one if I were eating this, but if you were making like a street taco, these are going to be perfect. His look beautiful though. So I'm going to roll a couple of these out, and then I'm going to heat this pan up, and then we're going to cook these in the skillet. So I'll meet you right back here when this is hot. Okay, our pan is pretty warm now. I'm going to use a little bit of nonstick spray. This is a cast iron skillet. He says use a nonstick skillet, but you'll find out why in just a moment why I don't have one of those at the ready. See if we can get it off of this parchment. Okay, and then let's just cook it. Nice. Sounds great. 2 to 3 minutes per side. So I'll just speed this up so you don't have to watch. And I'm going to prepare a couple more of these too. All right, guys, so we're back, and I cooked up a couple of these. The cast iron skillet worked great. Just watch the heat. This was probably a little too hot, medium-high heat. This was medium that he requested. So they're just going to sit over here and kind of cool off. I didn't want them to steam themselves, so we put them on a rack. And now we're going to make the second recipe, and this is the one you guys have asked me about so much. And it's Steve's 90-second keto tortilla by SeriousKeto.com. So be sure to go check out the link here. And this is like an easy way to make a single tortilla. And I was really impressed watching his video. I'll put a link to the video down there too. So let's get started on this. It's just a few ingredients. We start with an egg, and we're just going to whisk an egg in a Pyrex measuring cup. And I don't have that cool little whisk he has. He has a little, like a plunger whisk that looks very cool. I'm not that cool, but I want to order one. And now we've got 3 equal ingredients of dry stuff. This is, we'll start with the almond flour, okay? If you want to know how much, exact amounts, go check out his website. This is this whole psyllium husk again, not psyllium husk powder. This is whole psyllium husk. And I didn't get the purple color, so that brand must work pretty well. And then this is a little whey protein isolate, unflavored whey protein. In that goes. Mix, 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 mix. And then lastly, we need a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. So we're just gonna that. Now give this all a good mix, and this is where it's gonna get interesting, I think. I'm very excited to try this. Now there's such a small amount in here, you want to make sure you scrape the sides down if you need to so that everything gets incorporated. You don't want to leave anything behind because there's so little of this, and you'll see what I mean here in a moment. So here's what he does. Pours it into the middle of the ceramic plate. Now he's got a couple of other variations of this with some substitutions, and he's using now he's using a silicone baking mat that's a circle that goes right in his oven. But I don't have one of those, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So it makes its own round shape. And he cooks his in his microwave for 90 seconds. He has an older microwave apparently with a lower wattage, about 900. I don't know what mine is. It's an apartment appliance. So I'm just going to start at 60 seconds and see where we go from there. And I'll meet you right back here and I'll tell you what's up, share some news, and we'll test all these and see how this turns out. So, all right, Steve, let's see what happens. Okay, so he said if it puffs up like that, just to tap it down with your fingers and let it cool just a second. I did see that my microwave is 1,000 watts. I cooked this for 70 seconds. We'll see how that turns out. So I need that spatula ready to go. Okay, so now the question is, can we get it off of here? And this is where he says the silicone mat works a whole lot easier. But while it's cooling for a second, the reason, he comes in here like this. If we tear this one up, we'll come back and make us another one. He has tried making this on parchment and it doesn't work. He's tried lightly spraying with spray and that doesn't work, and this is just the way he's doing it. The reason I don't have a silicone mat, and the reason I'm doing a rather short and simple video today is I am moving. You can't see what all of this in front of me and around me looks like. We are moving to beautiful, sunny San Diego, California for my spouse's job. So this, I think I might have one more video scheduled that will come out that I pre-filmed, but this will be the last time you probably see this kitchen, maybe one more video. And starting in August, I'll come back and I'll have a new little setup, and we're super excited and nervous, and that's why I feel overworked and stressed at the moment. But gosh, I wish this comes off of here. And so that's my first little bit of news, and I'll tell you the other one in a minute. So let me just try to get this off of here because this is taking a little bit of work. Wow, so he said it would be a little moist over here. So we're gonna let this rest. That looks really interesting. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna let this rest over here and let it dry, and we're gonna come back and taste these, all right? I'll meet you right back here as soon as it's cool. All right, guys, while this is cooling, I just wanted to tell you my other piece of amazing news, and that is that I wrote a book. If you don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you may not know this already, but it's been shared there. I wrote a book that comes out nationwide at bookstores everywhere on August 10th, 2021, and it's Ketogenic Diet on a Budget, Shop Smarter, Batch Cook, and Eat Better. And that's my name right there. This has been a year in the making because of production delays, obviously, with the last year that we've had. But y'all, this is my proof copy. I finally have it in my hot little hands, and I'm so excited about it. And I can't wait for you all to get your hands on it. It's a little bit of a labor of love for me. You can eat keto for $8 a day. So if I always get comments that, I love your recipe battle videos because you save me money on expensive ingredients. And I thought about that and wanted to create a book that sort of addressed that and shows that you can eat healthy, nutritious, delicious keto diet, low carb diet, and just using ingredients from the grocery store. So I'll put a link down below for you can pre-order that. It comes out August 10th. I think the Kindle version comes out a couple of weeks before that. So anyway, I love you guys. Without you, I couldn't have done it. So it's exciting. All right, guys, so let's taste these. Before we do, let's talk about nutrition. This is our first recipe. This is thebigmansworld.com. This makes 8 tortillas or 4 large ones. I made the 8, so it's about that size. If you do make 8, one of the tortillas is 195 calories. You've got 6 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat. You have got 11 total carbs, 9 grams of fiber for a total of 2 grams of net carbs, all right? So the second one is the 90-second Keto Tortilla, and obviously it's 1 serving because it makes 1 large tortilla. And so if you make one of these, it's 195 calories. You've got 11.5 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat. You've got 6 total carbs, and you have got 1.1 grams of net carbs. So 2 grams of net carbs, 1.1 grams of net carbs, and now it's about taste and texture. So this is pretty pliable. I feel like I could snap it in half if I wanted to, but I'm actually really surprised at how well this is holding up. So let's see how it tears. Yeah, it's pretty good. That held up pretty good. I think you could make a wrap out of that. Okay, what does it taste like? Oh, that's oddly kind of tortilla-esque. Salty. Gotta say I'm impressed. Interesting. Okay, hold on. That was good. Now, I mean, obviously tortillas aren't, without being filled, they're not as exciting as some of the other recipes. So, you know, just take it for what it is. Now, here's our other one. This thing is kind of, I'm just shocked at how well that folds and handles itself. I could definitely see this for, let's try to pull it, enchiladas. Yeah. Smells kind of benign. There's not a whole lot of smell to it. What does it taste like? Texture's pretty interesting. Easy. Easy. Good. Wow. Okay. So that one's excellent too. What's nice is I can see, all right, that took 90 seconds to come together. I mean, it took about 90 seconds for me to work it loose from the plate. But if you used his method of using the silicone baking mats that go in the cake pans, both of these are good. If I had to change anything, I'd add a little salt to this recipe, just a dash of salt, just to give it something, but you're probably going to be mixing it, wrapping salty things and maybe saucing it with saltier things, so you might not even need salt. But there you have it, folks. Low carb and keto tortillas. Yeah, it can be done. I'm pretty surprised. If you don't have a microwave or you don't like to use the microwave, go for this other method. I would say that this is probably, Big Man's World is probably easier for batch cooking if you wanted to make a large, but still, I mean, you can only cook one at a time, truthfully, and it takes 2 minutes on each side. So, and this takes 90 seconds. You might actually, if you had to make 8 enchiladas, like a baked enchilada tray, you'd probably come out better just making these, because it was done in 90 seconds and this takes 4 minutes for each. So there you have it, folks. It can be done. Thank you for joining me. I will see you very, very soon with a new background and a new attitude and a new life on the other coast, I guess you could say. So I say it every time, these videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating, and looking in the end of that camera keeps me honest. So I really appreciate that you have come along for the journey. If you don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to go check me out there. Those folks already know about the book release. I'll also leave a link so you can pre-order the book down below. So please support me there. Speaking of support, I need to say again, thank you to Green Chef for sponsoring this video. So guys, if you want to support me, go support them. Use the link down here on the screen. It's greenchef.us/highfalutin100. It's their best deal they've ever offered you guys. You'll get $100 off across your first 4 boxes and free shipping on your first box. Also guys, I always need to thank my rock stars, my Patreon supporters. You'll see their names start to scroll here on the screen. If you don't know what Patreon is, think of it as the tip jar for the internet. It allows people like you who enjoy what people like me do here on YouTube, and you can give $1 or $2 a month just to sort of keep the train on the tracks, as it were. So without these guys, none of this would be possible. So I will see you guys very soon. Take care. Go buy my book. Bye-bye.